Conor Benn has once again turned up the heat in the boxing world after sending a bold La Raza message aimed directly at Ryan Garcia, pressuring him to get the smoke and step into the ring for what fans are calling a potential blockbuster showdown. The tension between these two rising stars has been building for some time, but Benn's latest comments have taken the rivalry to a new level, mixing confidence, attitude, and pure fight night energy. Known for his aggressive style and fearless mentality, Conor Benn is making it clear that he wants the biggest names and toughest challenges in boxing, and Ryan Garcia is firmly in his sights. With Garcia's massive popularity, fast hands, and explosive highlight reel ability, this potential clash has all the ingredients of a modern-day war that fans would not want to miss. Benn's message, referencing La Raza, added an extra layer of intensity and cultural pride to the situation, showing that this is not just about promotion, but also about identity, respect, and proving dominance on the biggest stage. Ryan Garcia, on the other hand, has built his career on speed, timing, and social media influence, making him one of the most recognizable young stars in boxing. But with that fame comes pressure, and fighters like Conor Benn are now publicly calling him out, demanding that he step up and face real competition inside the ring. The phrase, "get the smoke," has quickly gone viral among fans, symbolizing the challenge and the expectation that top fighters must be willing to fight anyone, anywhere, at any time. As the back-and-forth continues, boxing fans are already imagining what this fight could look like. On one side, Conor Benn brings relentless pressure, explosive combinations, and a gritty, aggressive approach that aims to break opponents down mentally and physically. On the other side, Ryan Garcia brings lightning-fast hands, sharp counterpunching, and knockout power that can end fights in an instant. Stylistically, this is a classic clash of pressure versus speed, aggression versus precision, and determination versus flair. Many believe this matchup would not just be entertaining, but also one of the most marketable fights in modern boxing, especially with both fighters having massive fan bases and strong media presence. However, despite the excitement, there are still many obstacles standing in the way of this fight actually happening. Promotional politics, weight class differences, and career direction choices all play a major role in whether Benn and Garcia could realistically meet in the ring. Ryan Garcia has previously been linked to other major names in boxing, while Conor Benn is focused on rebuilding his reputation and chasing high-profile opportunities after controversial periods in his career. Still, in boxing, callouts like this often serve as the first spark that eventually leads to negotiations, especially when fan demand becomes loud enough. For now, everything remains in the realm of speculation and verbal warfare, but the energy surrounding this potential matchup is undeniable. Conor Benn's aggressive callout has reignited fan debates across social media, with many already picking sides and breaking down how the fight would play out. Whether Ryan Garcia responds directly or chooses to ignore the pressure, the message is clear: Benn is hunting big names, big fights, and big moments. And if this showdown ever becomes reality, it has all the makings of a high-stakes, high-intensity battle that could shake up the boxing world and deliver one of the most talked-about fights of the year. Conor Benn has once again injected serious fire into the boxing world after sending a loud and aggressive La Raza message aimed at Ryan Garcia, demanding that he step up and get the smoke in what fans are already imagining as a massive potential showdown. The tone of Benn's message was not subtle at all. It was direct, confident, and designed to put pressure on Garcia both publicly and mentally. In modern boxing, callouts like this are more than just words. They are strategic moves meant to build hype, create tension, and force negotiations, and Benn knows exactly how to keep his name in the spotlight. By targeting Ryan Garcia, one of boxing's most popular and marketable young stars, Benn has positioned himself right in the center of one of the most talked-about potential fights in the sport right now. Ryan Garcia, known for his lightning-fast hands, explosive left hook, and massive social media following, represents one of the biggest commercial names in boxing today. But with that popularity comes constant pressure to face elite opposition, and fighters like Conor Benn are now publicly challenging him to prove himself against dangerous, aggressive opponents. Benn's message carries a tone of urgency and disrespect that is meant to test Garcia's mentality, pushing him to respond either with acceptance or counter callouts of his own. The phrase, "get the smoke," has become symbolic in boxing culture, meaning a fighter is being challenged to step into real danger and prove themselves under pressure, and Benn is clearly suggesting that Garcia is avoiding that level of risk. Stylistically, this potential matchup is extremely intriguing for fans. Conor Benn is known for his relentless pressure, high work rate, and explosive inside fighting, constantly forcing opponents into uncomfortable exchanges. He thrives in chaos, using aggression and stamina to break down his opponents round by round. Ryan Garcia, on the other hand, relies on speed, timing, distance control, and sharp counterpunching, often ending fights with sudden knockout power, especially with his signature left hook. This creates a classic boxing contrast: pressure versus precision, aggression versus speed, and volume versus explosiveness. On paper, it is the type of fight that produces drama from the opening bell, with both fighters having the ability to hurt each other if they make mistakes. The added cultural angle from Benn's La Raza reference has also intensified discussions among fans. It has given the callout an identity-driven edge, making the rivalry feel more personal and emotionally charged. In boxing, these kinds of narratives often elevate a potential fight from a simple matchup to a global event, especially when both fighters have strong followings and outspoken personalities. Social media has already amplified the moment, with fans debating who would win, how the fight would unfold, and whether Garcia should accept the challenge immediately or continue pursuing other big-name opponents. However, despite all the hype, there are still major hurdles before this fight could realistically happen. Both fighters are tied to different promotional paths, and weight class adjustments may also be required depending on negotiations. Ryan Garcia has previously been linked to several major opponents in the lightweight and welterweight scene, while Conor Benn has been focused on rebuilding momentum and securing high-profile fights that elevate his career status. In boxing, even the most exciting callouts can take months or years to turn into actual fights due to contracts, networks, and business negotiations. Still, the importance of Benn's message cannot be ignored. It has already succeeded in what it was designed to do: grab attention, create debate, and put pressure on Ryan Garcia publicly. Whether Garcia responds directly or stays silent, the conversation has already started, and that is often the first step toward making a big fight reality. Fans are now watching closely to see if this verbal exchange develops into a full promotional rivalry, press conferences, and eventually a sanctioned bout inside the ring. At this stage, everything remains speculation, but the energy surrounding Conor Benn's callout is undeniable. He is clearly pushing for elite-level competition and trying to insert himself into the biggest possible fights in boxing. And if Ryan Garcia decides to engage, even slightly, this could quickly escalate into one of the most viral and commercially powerful matchups in modern boxing. For now, it is a war of words, but in boxing, wars of words often become wars in the ring.